of passion. Passion. And believe it or not, why passion is bad. So here's the rationale. If then you were raised with Christ, seek those things which are above, where Christ is, sitting at the right hand of God. Set your mind on things above, not on things on the earth, for you died. Your life is hidden with Christ in God. When Christ, who is our life, appears, then you also will appear with him in glory. Therefore, put to death your members which are on the earth, fornication, uncleanness, passion. This is such a lost concept to us. Few of us can conceive of passion as anything but positive. In our age, passion is a universally praised word. We say things like live passionately, or refrigerator magnets demand that you follow your passions, or books teach that passion leads to success. Passion is so lionized, few understand how anyone, especially God, could instruct you to don't be passionate. Don't be passionate. But that is what God is saying here, don't be passionate. The word in Greek is pathos. We get the word pathetic from it. But if you have ever had a rhetoric class or some communication classes, they will teach you that the three forms of appeal that you can make in a speech are labeled logos, ethos, and pathos. And that's that word right there, pathos. Logos are those logical appeals where you try and convince someone by a logical argument. Ethos are those ethic appeals where you try and convince someone it's wrong. And then then there's the passionate appeal, pathos, where you try and get the audience mad or sad or depressed or outraged. So if that's what pathos means here in the Greek, what then would we say? Is God instructing us right here to not have feelings? Well, hardly. Be tenderly affectionate to one another with brotherly love. Romans 12:10 is hardly something you can do without feelings. Or Acts 18:25, this man being fervent in spirit taught accurately the things of the Lord is no description of a cold and unfeeling teacher. No, when God says don't be passionate or put to death passion, God isn't barring feelings because passions aren't feelings. Passions are outbursts. Outbursts. When one is being passionate, one's feelings are controlling them. But the instruction here isn't to kill your feelings. The instruction here is not to be led by your feelings. There is a reason the word passion and the word passive have the same root. Passion, passive. To not be passionate is to be passive when your anger wants to take over your outlook on a situation. To not be passively, or to not passively acquiesce to some despair that is creeping up in your heart and you're going, oh my God, it's never going to work. To not be passive when bitterness wants to steal your thought life. And you have to say, no, I'm not going to go there. You know, with a firmness of will and a tenacious grip on choosing joy in that moment. That's killing passion. To not be passionate is to not be passive in the face of all that wants to rage in you and all those expressions and explosions that you want to dish out that would create a smoking crater in your marriage, in your family, or in your work environment. And the reason we don't understand this is because the TV loves passion, loves it. You've seen it 100 times where some moment in the movie, some moment in the sitcom or the show, somebody yells at someone and then they turn on their heels and walk out the door and slam it. They always slam the door. And then the camera focuses in on the recipient of the tirade's face. And we're all supposed to think as the audience, oh, now they're going to get it. Now they'll change and repent. Because in TV land, outbursts and explosions heal things, but not in the real world. Not in the real world. In the real world, they leave wounds because they're sin. So the warning against passion is actually an encouragement to have that fruit of the Spirit called self-control in your emotional life. When Paul says put to death passion, he means calm down. Don't lose your head. Keep your sobriety. Don't go there. Shalom, my friend, shalom. In other words, don't be passionate. And if we get that, it reminds us now of our need to confess. So hear this from Psalm 130. If you, Lord, should mark iniquity, O Lord, who could stand? But there is forgiveness with you, that you may be feared. Well, let us worship and bow down and kneel before the Lord, our God, our Maker. If you're with us today, you're invited to kneel with us.